Okay, hello everybody. So I have one last piece that I really wanted before I get these things finished up, tuned, and running perfectly, then I can start dressing them up. I did go to WORX Racing. The link is in the description. And I contacted WORX first because they are the only ones that make a racing intake scoop for my jet pump for a 97 SP. Believe it or not, 96 and previous is a whole different model than a 97 and a 98 and a 99. Nobody seems to make this. So they said, look, this is gonna fit, and if for some reason you can send it back if it doesn't. I did pay, I think it was about $180 for this, but it's gonna be worth it. And I'll show you the difference between this and what a regular intake scoop does and why I need this. And also they were nice enough, threw in a shirt here. I like having shirts with the brands that I use. Also a little koozie here for when I'm out in the island with my beer. Throw my can of beer in here. Some stickers to make it look cool. Not saying everybody gets those, but I do appreciate that. So, of course, Pro Rider, look at that. Anyways, we're gonna check out underneath the ski here. I'll take a walk over right now. We'll give you an idea. I got these things out here trying to beat the rain here. It's just impossible. So I had to switch these up because my buddy Chris, my best friend, is going out tomorrow with me. And he says, you know, I want to put my GoPro on and we can get footage of each other. Okay, cool. So I'm still, you know, I haven't put the mats on this yet. I got to clean this up before we take it out. I haven't put the mats on mine. I'm done. I'm not doing those until I'm done with these because I don't want to spill gas and everything else on brand new seat covers and floor mats. So I figured let's get these things out one more time this weekend. Tune them up, make sure they're ready, make sure they're gonna hold and they stand the test of time. The death trap here, of course, as we said, and I'm waiting to blow this thing up. I haven't done it yet, and you can thank Clots for that. That's another video coming. All I use is Clots in that, and that stuff is probably the reason I haven't blown it up. So I still gotta paint the trailer and all this, but mount the toolbox and clean these up, paint them, make them look really good. But in the meantime, we're gonna go down under here. I'm gonna slide this back and we're gonna get to that intake grate under here. There it is. Okay, that little crappy grate there. We're gonna take that off and hook it up and put on a new one and see how it hooks up in the water with this new jet pump that I rebuilt, the intake grate. So let's get it done. Here's a fun fact, and I don't think I ever told anybody this. I did put a intake grate on the purple one as well, and that was probably before I was making videos. So this is, I don't remember what it is. It's a top loader with a DG, and you know, you can see what that actually does. It forces water into the pump. Now that was an aftermarket I picked up on eBay about a year ago, and did make a performance change, made it a lot better. The wife doesn't have any idea what the difference is, but I did when I used it. Before I had this little one here, I put that on and man, it stays hooked up. It keeps that pump loaded with water, and that's the idea of this. So the front two bolts there were hex heads actually, and the back two are screws, and I'm having to drill them out because they're just so salt corroded. So got the drill here and pop that last one out. So far you can see there's a big difference in stock versus WORX. So what happens is, let me flip this up. Yeah, that goes that way. Actually it goes this way. So what happens is the water comes in this way, right? And with something like this, it's just gonna pass right over the top. Whatever's gonna go in is gonna go in. With a racing grate, and they make a lot of different kinds here, it actually, you know, the water goes in this way, and it forces, it's like a ram air kind of, you see? And it's gonna shovel the water inside the pump here, and here. And also there's wings on the side here. See, this one's just got open air on the end, on either side. But the racing one here, it's got these wings. They say helps a little bit in cornering or traction. So it's got these two right here to grab onto, or you know, to make sure that the water's staying straight. So it'll keep you going a little straighter with a grate like this compared to something like this, but it also helps shovel the water in like a ram air here. So I'm trying to drill this one out. My drill went dead, but it does look like so far that grate is going to line up. Okay, so WORX was correct. The bolts are going to line up the way they're supposed to. And if I could just get this last screw drilled out there, I will replace those two with hex bolts. That way I don't have to worry about a Phillips heads, you know, stripping out. But you get the idea, though. That would be the aftermarket there. So I'm using some 13mm bolts that actually came off of a intake manifold on another motor, and they happen to want to tap in there and fit right in. So definitely an uncomfortable situation being under here, but I don't want this to come off, and I got thunder coming, so I bet you could hear it. Okay, one more. Oh yeah, thunder and lightning is coming. But there you go, guys. I got 2 in the front. Those are the 10mm that came out of there. The 2 in the back, I put 13mm in here, stainless, out of my parts jug, and impacted them in there. So someone might say, well, that's not good because that's going to be catching on the water. Well, we'll figure that out. Maybe I'll get some different bolts that are recessed or something. But other than that, you can see the difference. You can also see the black paint wearing off. But look at the difference here. Compared to the stock one, it's going to shovel water into that pump. And that's exactly what I'm wanting. So tomorrow morning, we are going out and we're going to see what this thing does with this and the new jet pump, and hopefully good results. And as the lightning comes, thanks for watching.